Catholic democracy advocate and media magnate Jimmy Lai has been in prison in Hong Kong for 2.5 years. He's charged with unauthorized assembly for his participation in pro-democracy demonstrations in 2019. Now, this weekend, the Catholic University of America will bestow on him an honorary degree, which his son will receive on his behalf. Joining me to discuss his father's fight for democracy and time in prison, as well as the rapid deterioration of freedom in Hong Kong, is Jimmy's son, Sebastian Lai. Sebastian, thanks for being here. Your father, as I said, he's been in prison since December of 2020. He's about to turn 75. What has his time in prison been like, and have you heard from him?
I can write to him regularly in prison. So we do have contact through his letters. He's, I think religion really has helped him a lot through this whole journey in prison. He actually draws a picture of Christ on the back of every single letter. And he wrote in one of his letters that, you know, he hasn't done any manual labor for what would be 60-odd years, but he actually, he's now folding a lot of the envelopes in order to get money to send the letters out to me and other, you know, other members of my family and his friends. So he finds peace in that. He finds peace in both the religion and that meditative aspect of it.
What toll has this taken on your mother and your brothers and yourself? I know your brothers and mother and brothers are still in Hong Kong.
So yeah, so two of my half brothers are in Hong Kong at the moment, and so is my mother and my younger sister. One of my brothers is my younger brother, who's 15 this year, is in the UK at the moment, and he hasn't been able to go back for the last 2 years. And I suspect that the Hong Kong that he'll go back to would actually be a very different Hong Kong. It's it's been tough. It's because it's really the uncertainty of it and the sort of this idea that Hong Kong used to be this island off the coast of China that had its own legal system and freedoms, and it just seems that these ideals keep getting degraded every single news cycle. Yeah.
Yeah. Your father knew, Sebastian, that as a pro-democracy advocate and prominent voice for freedom, that he might end up incarcerated. I want to play this little bite. This is your dad, Jimmy Lai, talking about fighting for democracy.
I've been arrested 3 times. Very likely that, I will have to go to prison.
All I have, this place gave me. This is a time for sacrifice. Even if they kill me, I will have to fight to the last day.
Was your family prepared, Sebastian, for the sacrifice Jimmy was willing to make to be that voice of freedom, and that he's really become something of an icon of freedom in Hong Kong?
Dad always knew that he was that it was a big possibility of going to prison was a huge possibility of him standing up for what is right. So. We were always prepared, and obviously nothing really prepares you for that, for the whole experience, for the for all the different trials and all these ups and downs. But by and large, we were, and Dad always knew that was a big possibility. So we always
long before he took part in these demonstrations in 2019, he was an advocate for freedom, particularly freedom of the press. I want to play something to you that he said about going into the media business.
If I just go on making money, it doesn't mean anything to me. If I go into the media business, I deliver choice, and choice is freedom.
Choice is freedom. Of course, he had Apple Daily, which was the huge paper in Hong Kong. What did he say to you and your brothers about the importance of what he was doing and why he felt it necessary to promote democracy and a free press?
So actually, in that sense, something that I do learn a lot from about is that he was a man of actions. So he he never had to sit us down and say, well, this is the right thing, because it is. It's I mean, it's pretty obvious that a free society is better than a autocratic one. So he never really had to have that talk with us. He just showed us through his actions that, if there's something that you believe in, if it's something that, if a place has given you so much as well, it's only right. It's only right that you stand up for it when it matters.
Right. No, he could, and as you were talking, I was thinking he certainly had the means to leave before he was imprisoned, and he didn't do that. He stayed, and he continued to stay for the good of the community and the good of the people. And that is I mean, look, it's easy to talk freedom when your freedom isn't threatened. It's quite different when it is. And you mentioned that your father, Jimmy Lai, is a devout Catholic, and he has said this about faith and why it is regarded with such hostility by the Chinese Communist Party. I want you to react to this.
For people like us who are Catholic, are embedded in the values of a religion. Our instinct urges us to stand up to injustice, to evil. Well, I think the CCP is very afraid of organizations, because if you have a faith, you can easily organize together and oppose them. Because for a religion which is the foundation for morality and value, which the CCP does not have, this is where they're most vulnerable.
Your thoughts on that, Sebastian, as you hear your dad?
I think Catholicism has really been a North Star for, obviously for my family, but I'm sure for many Catholics as well. And it's communism is an ideology in the end of the day, and I think that Chinese understands that North Star and their ideology there is a huge clash there. No, it's a threat, and look, that's why, and both free speech and the exercise of a free soul has to be constrained in an autocratic society. That's what we're seeing. We've also seen religious freedom practically obliterated in mainland China. Yeah. Now Hong Kongers are experiencing that noose tightening. Under the new leadership of John Lee, who is backed by the CCP, do you worry that religious freedom will be extinguished in Hong Kong as well? So, Cardinal Zen, a friend of the family's and a great man, was actually, he was arrested yesterday. I'm sure.
Yes.
You would have heard about it, and this is a 90-year-old. He was the Bishop of Hong Kong and a cardinal who had to be taken to a police station. I think going back to the point that like action speaks louder than words. It's a pretty strong act.
This weekend, you will be receiving an honorary degree at the Catholic University of America on behalf of your dad, in recognition for his work and as a devout Catholic promoting freedom and democracy. What does this recognition mean to you, your family, and your father?
It really means a lot. It's to have the support of all these great people of this community. I'm sure he'll be very happy to receive this award, and I'm sure knowing that all these people are praying for him, and knowing that all these people have the same thoughts towards freedom and freedom of religion, freedom of expression will make him incredibly happy. And us as well. We will leave it there. Sebastian Lai, our prayers are with you, your father, and the entire family. We pray for his freedom and the freedom of not only Hong Kong, but all the Chinese people. Thank you for your time and for being here. Thank you very much, Mr. Arroyo.